states they've been given authority to hear cases.
I agree with that.
They have the authority to make a decision.
I agree with
However,
that.
their decision is then reviewed by the judges, who
And it
then
can,
have to sign
and
off.
it can be
And
appealed
in the
within
case-
10 days,
in the
not
case-
appealed, objected to within 10
In the case of
days.
the prosecuting attorney, he has assistant prosecutors. Some are assigned to take care of criminal cases.
But we did not elect them.
And,
We did not elect them, Ed.
well,
We elected a
happens-
prosecutor.
It's virtually impossible for one person in all 88 counties to handle the caseload. that goes through
I'm
the
not
courts.
saying they have to handle the caseload. I'm saying they have to assign the person so they're accountable for the actions
That's
of the
what-
persons
that's
they
what I'm saying.
hire.
They appoint and they assign.
And it has to be in writing, signed.
When they send over the documentation to employ, and it goes over to the county auditor to put them on the payroll, they are in effect signing documentation that this person has been appointed.
To that position, yes,
And
but not to
then-
relieve the
then they can
prosecutor of its
assign- then they can
duties.
assign the
No.
workload. And if they assign somebody to the civil section, their job is to meet with the elected officials on civil matters.
I agree. But I do not agree that you can override the prosecutor's signature with your hearsay. I do not agree you can override a judge's signature with a rubber stamp. I do not agree that you can spend money that is totally unauthorized and a fraud on the people. It is not your piggy bank. It is our public fund.
We understand that, we take great pride in.
You take no pride at all, Gary.
Oh, I
You
do
talk.
too, Mr.
You talk.
So
That's all you do. You do not uphold the Constitution.
Well,
You took an oath to, but you do not uphold the Constitution. And I refer to section, Bill of Rights 16, to uphold that. And it says justice administered, not adjudicated, administered without denial or delay. And you are one of the heads of county administration, and justice does not happen.
Point taken.
Question on the 23rd, executive session called by the prosecutor's office. Who from the prosecutor's office showed up? Who called that meeting?
The office.
We got shut out. The public got shut out, but we had public people there, and we have no minutes of that meeting. What was said at this meeting?
23rd of September.
3 days before James Mayer supposedly shot himself.
I told you on the phone that was regarding the imminent litigation. Attorney Keller and Attorney Baer were here from the prosecutor's office talking to the commissioners about that imminent litigation that we've hired Attorney Wagner for. That's what that.
Once again, who signed the paper to hire the attorney? When he took himself off the record, the prosecutor, who did he?
Yeah,
We didn't hire that lawyer. That lawyer's ours. That's like the prosecutors, our hired prosecutor.
Elected. He's
Elected, yes.
To serve,
The
and to
state
serve
code-
under,
The state code allows.
what state code? Give me a number.
309.09.
And it
Allows-
says, the
allows the
prosecutor
board to
shall, the prosecutor shall, not the prosecutor's office. The prosecutor shall be the counsel.
As
And
I
if-
was saying, what that statute states is that if the prosecuting attorney agrees that they don't want to represent a specific case, usually.
In writing, I agree.
This usually has to do with something that may be specialized.
I agree. If he does it in writing, you are correct.
We have the legal authority to hire outside counsel as long as it doesn't exceed the salary of the prosecutor. If we were using outside counsel and the situation within a calendar year.
That's
would
your
have legal
interpretation.
fees
My
that
interpretation is quite
exceeded
different.
the prosecuting attorney's salary.
My
Then you
interpretation
have to
is
go to
quite
the court
different.
and get the court to approve any payments to that lawyer that would be above the prosecutor's salary. For instance, our liability insurance is handled in a pool,
Corsa, it's called Corsa, I got one of those right here.
Corsa has engaged a law firm in Columbus, and if we're in litigation over a liability issue, the lawyers at Corsa are the ones that handle it, not the prosecuting attorney.
And I brought this invoice to you before. Corsa owes me $11,692.89. When can I get it?
Why do they owe you the money?
Well, my name's on here as a claimant. That's what their book says. Here's their invoice. You paid them $2,500, your deductible, so I could get my money. Where's it at?
What was the claim for?
I don't know. I brought a copy. It was in your file, but the auditor didn't get it strangely enough.
This is the money that is owed to you?
That's what it says. I'm the claimant. If you read your Corsa handbook, it shall pay the claimant immediately and then bill you for the deductible. I want the check. I want what's signed, that check, and where it's at. Your handbook says the claimant shall be paid immediately, and I was the claimant, no doubt about it. Now, where's my check? We had this discussion a year ago.
We asked you to take it out, of course, at the time.
Of course, it's not my employee. You are. They're not my servant. You are. You chose Corsa as on my behalf. You have to administrate this county function, not just say, go someplace else and look. This is money you paid to get my check. I want my check. Is that pretty simple, ain't it? You pay your deductible, the injured gets paid. It's simple enough, ain't it? I mean, if your house was burned down and you had a $5,000 deductible, you give them the $5,000 and they pay for your house. This is the same deal. You gave them $2,500, so they'd issue me a check for $11,000 and change. Where's it at? It's your invoice. All the numbers are there. My name's there. Where's my check?
Yeah, what this is from,
It's a reimbursement for overpaid child support, is what it is, from 2005.
it says, please make check payable to Corsa for $2,500. That's the deductible.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Who's the claimant?
well,
Who's the claimant?
I'm reading what you handed me, and at the bottom it says, please make check payable to Corsa.
And you paid
In other words, the
$2,500 to Corsa.
$2,500 would be paid to Corsa as part of the deductible. So the claim is for $11,692.89. The $2,500 deductible would be part of that $11,000. It wouldn't be on top of the
I don't
$11,000.
want it on top of it. I want the check for that amount.
You never got $11,692?
No, sir.
And what was the reason why you didn't get it?
How would I know? How would I know? That's why I'm asking.
Need to find a canceled check.
Yeah, find a canceled check, see who signed it.
Let me have,
Here's my ID in case you don't know who I am, and that's Randy
no,
Shepard there.
actually, what I want is the claim number.
Somebody's going to
You
jail.
just photostat copy it, that's okay. I think I already gave you a copy a couple of years ago. Matter of fact, it's in your file, that's where I found it.
Yeah, I know, I just want to make reference here for a phone call.
Can we agree that I'm the claimant?
The lost date is 2/9, oh, it says so, it says the claimant
There
is
you
Randy,
go.
it says the claimant is Randy Shepard, and on February 9th, 2005. It says amount paid on claims, $11,692.89.
Never got a dime.
You're saying you did not receive it. They're telling us they paid it. You're saying you didn't receive it.
That's right, sir.
This invoice from Corsa to us for $2,500 is for us to pay the $2,500 deductible, which would be part of the $11,692.89.
Sure.
So the check would be minus.
No, the check,
No, the
check would be
the check would be
11,000.
$11,692, but by if we send them a check for the deductible of 2,500, then the insurance pool would subtract our 2,500. They would pay out 9,192.89 from the pool.
The pool.
The pool,
But they're gonna add the 25 onto that and send it back to me? My check is for 11,000 and change.
yes, understood.
However you want manipulated in the meantime is okay
No,
with me.
It's not a matter of manipulation, it's a matter of, the claim is for $11,692. What I said was to Tim, we send Corsa the $2,500 deductible. They issue a check for $11,692. What I was saying is that out of the pool's assets, their assets are paying the $9,192.89, and we're paying the 2,500, so the two together would equal the
Do we
$11,692.
have any record of paying the deductible?
Yes, it's right there.
Well, this, first of all, this thing is dated July
2000.
29th, 2010. The lost date was February 9th, 2005. The invoice that they sent us, you could track down the invoice number 2881. The invoice was dated July 29th, 2010. And the loss was February 9th, 05. And I've got the claim number. What I'll do is you can start with,
And now, of course, it's
people
supposed to,
start
of course, it's
with-
supposed to send me my check before they bill you for the deductible. Let's get that straight from the handbook. They took your money, they took our money again and didn't give us any back.
We'll check with Corsa and see what the record is on the payment. If they have documentation that the claim was paid.
No, the deductible was paid, we know that.
So if your question is the $11,000 that was part of your claim, you're saying was not paid.
Yeah.
And find out from Corsa if it was not paid, why was it not paid?
No, it's not paid to me. I'm sure someone got it. And the check will say who signed it, but it wasn't me.
Yeah, I understand. You're saying you didn't get the check. So
Right.
what I want to find out is,
Find it.
one, did you issue a check, and who did you issue it to?
Find the check. You'll find out who defrauded this regime out of $12,000. Somebody signed a check that wasn't theirs.
It is 10:47, we'll go off the record.
So we're gonna get some answers in writing. When would that be? Connie asked a question. Mr. Sidner asked a question. Brian Moore asked, when can we get something?
Yeah,
in
can I get an
writing
answer
signed?
here when I can get to the sheriff without feeling like I'm gonna be assassinated? I know he'd like to come to his office, but I'm not coming there. Like I said, we got guys floating around, we don't know who's who around here.
Call the sheriff and make an appointment with him, would be my
I
suggestion.
filed something
to
with
you.
I wouldn't
him
trust the sheriff.
3 years.
How can you
ago.
talk to the sheriff? I'll get Massey or somebody else. He's never in the paper. He never speaks for himself. You never,
Oh.
it's just like you, it's gonna be hard to get a hold of somebody. It's gonna be phone tag. I'm a busy guy too.
Trying to make
I'd
a
like for you
living.
guys to set this appointment up. I'll come in here, the sheriff can come in here. Public meeting.
Just like, well, just like the prosecutor, he don't sign anything what they do. Sheriff ain't gonna show up, come on.
We gotta start doing some things on the record, guys. We got a community out here running rampant. This is crazy. We are all feeling threatened.
Sheriff is-
We got criminals running wild. The system's criminal. We got something going on that needs to be addressed. We gotta get this community built back up.
If criminals
This place is
wear
falling
badges.
apart. People are scared to death. Now you got bull crap of Ebola. Come on. distractions. Let's get off of this. Let's put these criminals where they belong, in the jails. We're not safer being on probation. That's ridiculous. You're hiring criminals, for Christ's sakes. Bob Ball's a fraud, and you got him as an investigator. Who's going to believe that? You got John Mayer working down here in the hallway a couple days a week. Come on, he was fired by the state. He's been given professional courtesy. People are tired of this stuff. I hear about it all the time. I'm not making these claims. I'm trying to find the truth. I'm not a conspiracy theorist.
We had a guy
I'm getting tired of being said I'm a loon. I'm getting tired of this Craigslist crap. I want to find out who it is. And if it's a county employee, city employee, state employee, federal employee, I want them taken out. Period.
We had a guy just the other day had 2 counts of peddling heroin on our school grounds. Cost him, I think, $35 in restitution. And he's back on the streets. Same playground.
Same with all the
heroin
Avon guys.
dealer.
We just went around here. We brought in
What
federal
does the
agents and
prosecutor
arrested a
say
bunch of
about
people.
that?
2 weeks later, we're all back on the streets. Come on.
The guy walked
Someone
out with
innocent gets
a
put
total
in
of
prison.
$260 fines, restitution for selling heroin on our school grounds, twice. That's what was posted. What does the prosecutor say about that? Is that justice for the community? The prosecutor should appeal that decision by Judge Robinson and say, look, the people didn't get paid enough to even drag the guy to jail. $60? Come on.
Let's put a bullet in that guy and call
We're
it
gonna
problem
send
solved.
4
This guy
cop
here was
cars
murdered
out
in
there.
his parents' house. We need to get answers on this stuff.
Well,
He
yes.
was not a criminal.
I'm still waiting to see where this paper, like Randy said here, alluded to, we need to have things filed. We got a guy, we're saying on a piece of paper that was sent to county saying that the prosecutor in Cuyahoga County is taking this case on. Come on. Where's that in writing?
Where's the special prosecutor?
Where's the special prosecutor? Who signed that off? Who took themselves out of that one? And why is it just floating around, waiting for willy-nilly to happen? This is crazy, guys.
Waiting for Tim McGinty to come down here and prosecute in this county. That don't work that way, fellas. No, special prosecutor cannot be another elected prosecutor. It has to be a lawyer appointed by Mike DeWine to stand in on a special case to prosecute it. Not just say, oh, well, we need a special prosecutor, so we'll pick one that's in Delaware County. Can't do that, guys. I'm talking now, I'm going back to my home where they're prosecuting my trustees quite unlawfully. They're threatening them with criminal charges, but if they go away, the criminal charges will be dropped. That's extortion. That is nothing to do with
intimidation.
law. They want them to give up their elected post, for my vote, to say, oh, we'll just quit so you don't take our farm, take our land, take our home. Because that's what you're threatening to do. With a special prosecutor from Delaware. Well, we can't have a special prosecutor from Delaware. But that's what they're saying. That's how the threat is. And I believe it's coming right out of this county. Oh, that's administration again, ain't it? Not a judge. I didn't say a judge is doing it. I'm saying somebody in administration, not under the signature of my elected prosecutor, obviously, is hounding my elected trustees for their family farm. I don't like that.
We gotta get this addressed in here.
Because-
The internet stuff's gotta stop,
'Cause they
okay?
inadvertently
All the fighting back and
signed
forth, we need to
something
get
that
this
they-
stuff addressed.
They never filed, and now they're calling it a record, but it was signed, but they held it for validity. They never filed it, but they're calling it a record, and they're scaring them out of their property. That's my township trustees. Harvey, I think he might be the only one left, but I think the other 2 already resigned their elected post from this extortion, this threat, this intimidation, for no particular reason.
I thought the particular reason was that they signed some paperwork that was fraudulent.
But it was never filed, so it was never effected. I can sign this here today and da-da-da-da-da, but if until it's filed as a record, it's not a record. Yeah, they said they signed fraudulent records, but they're not records until they're filed. Somebody's got to safekeep them. You can't do that, guys, and it wasn't, those guys are like you. You know, they're just common people trying to